Today I'm going to be showing you the best and only tutorial you'll need to start trading on Bybit. Now guys, I've been using Bybit for the last few years and I personally love them. They have many tokens, they have really good volume, which is important when you want to get in and out of the market, that you don't struggle to buy or sell. They have a very advanced trading platform that is very easy to use, and that's important. This is a place that you're going to live, you're going to be trading very often. You want it to be very easy for yourself to navigate yourself around the exchange, and especially in and out of trades. So the first thing you need to do is you need to open up accounts. Guys, if you look below in the description, we have a 𝗕𝗢𝗡 link with 𝗕𝗢𝗡. They are a partner. By using this link will give you a lot of benefits. Firstly, it can give you a sign-up bonus, a deposit bonus as you put money into the exchange. Secondly, you get discounts on trading fees. If you trade often, you will see that the fees build up over time. So by having a good discount on these fees will save you a lot of money in the future. And what's nice about this, with this specific link only, you will get these deals, but you'll also get more deals as time goes by and as they start launching more deals every single couple of weeks. So now to open your first Bybit account, you need to click on that link. Once you've clicked on that link, you will then look to open an actual account with them. So what you need to do this is you need to put in your email and you need to put in a password. For example, Sheldon the Sniper 2024 bull market can be my password, right? Please put a decent password in, as remember, you are now accountable for your money. So make sure that you got good security in place. Once you have done that and you've opened up your account, you will then come into the dashboard. This is the Bybit dashboard. Now, the first thing we got to make sure that is done is let's add more security. Let's add more protection to your account, as you're going to have money in here. And if someone just puts in your email and password in right now, they have access to your money. So what you want to do is you want to come over here to this little icon section over here, and you want to come down to account and security. Now, once you're in this page over here, you'll see your details at the top and you'll see your security level. Now guys, the aim here is to get it high. You want to make sure you're always protected. Now in order to do that, there are a few ways. You've got something called email verification. So what that basically means is when you want to log in, you'll get sent an email with a code. You'll put that code in and then you'll get into your account. Then there's another one which is really powerful that I like using, which is the Google Authentication app. Now guys, what this is an app that you download on your phone, and you scan a QR code, which you get from the exchange. And what it does is it gives you a 6-digit code that changes every 30 seconds. So when you log in, you will see the code. You'll type the code in once you've put in your password, and then you'll get into your account. But because it's changing every 30 seconds, it's very hard for someone to know what that code actually is. So for me, it's one of the strongest things to use. A very important notice though, in order to get that code on your phone, you need a QR code. So when you click the enable button here, Bybit will give you a QR code. Now you want to print that at least 2 or 3 times and have them in safe places. If you lose your phone, you will take your new phone, you'll scan that code and it will bring up that code again. Guys, you can't load the code without the QR code. Make sure it's in a safe place, either with someone or in a good, nice place that you know no one will find it. So once that is done, you will then see your security level high. And that's the goal, to get it high or very high. Now, the next thing that you want to do is KYC. So Bybit does in many places need KYC because it will restrict you from bringing money out of the exchange until you have done KYC. So level 1 is where you basically need to be to bring a certain amount of capital, and it's quite a decent amount. You will see the different levels when you verify of what it gives you. All that it's asking you for is some documentation of your identification and things like that. Make sure you're at least at level 1 when it comes to KYC, so you have no problems to withdraw any capital from the actual exchange. Now that you've done your KYC and you've done your protection, now there's a few things you need to know. The first thing you need to know is how to put money in and out of the exchange. There's a few ways to do this. The next thing you need to do is you need to know how to move money inside of the exchange. And then the next thing is learning the platforms. So let's jump into the first one. The first one is the depositing and withdrawing. So if you go here to your assets section, which is over here, you'll see your assets overview over here. And then what you want to do is you want to click on that and it will take you to your dashboard. Now in the top right corner here, guys, you can see deposit, withdraw, and transfer. Okay, so deposit is putting money into the exchange, withdraw is taking money out of the exchange, and transfer is moving money around inside of the actual exchange from different wallets. So if you have a look here, you got funding, spot, and derivatives. And then you can see on the right of them, you got the deposit and the withdrawal. Okay, so this means from another exchange or somewhere else, if you want to put money into the exchange, this is what you'll need to do. So let's go to funding as an example, and let's click on the deposit section. Now you can either deposit deposit when it comes to fiat. You can click on there and go have a look at if they have payment options available for you. Then you got P2P, and then you have the last one here, which is crypto. Okay, so you want to bring crypto from somewhere else. Now, in order to do this, you need to select the token that you want to send. So I usually send USDT, right? Which is known as the biggest stable coin. Okay, it's basically the crypto dollar, if we may call it. And then what you need to do is once you selected your token, you want to select the chain. Now, there's two major chains that I like to use. The first one is the Ethereum chain. The second one is the TRC20, which is the Tron chain. Now, I use them both. ERC20, the Ethereum chain, is obviously the biggest, one of the most well-known chains to use, really good and safe. And the TRC is also really good. It's just a lot cheaper and a lot quicker. So I like using the TRC20, but you can choose any one, and I'll use that one as an example. Then what it says is confirm your deposit details. So what you want to do is acknowledge this over here, and it will give you your code. And this is your bank account, guys. This is your USDT bank account for that specific wallet. So now that you know that this is your exchange number, you want to copy over here. Now remember, in order to deposit here, you need to withdraw from somewhere else. So whenever you want to withdraw from somewhere else, they're going to ask you for an address. Make sure that the coin is right and the chain is right, and click this copy button over here, and then you can paste it in the withdrawal section of the other place. Once you've done that, you can then, at the place you're withdrawing, confirm the transfer. And once that's done, you will then see your capital arrive in this account in your funding section. From there, you can transfer it. So if you click the transfer section, you can move from your funding to your derivatives, from your funding to your spot. You can shift them all around. You select the token, the amount, and you can send money around. The next thing now is withdrawing, taking money out of the exchange, which means you need an address of where it's going. So the first thing, again, you're going to select the token. So I'm going to use USDT as the example. The next thing is the wallet address. What is the address? So you're going to copy it from the other exchange, the deposit exchange, and you're going to put it in over here. And then it asks you for the chain. Is it ERC20? Is it TRC20? And then it asks you for the amount. Once that's in, you can confirm. The only thing that will limit you with withdrawing is your KYC level. So make sure that that's at least at level 1 so you can withdraw a decent amount, if not all the amount. You can have a look at all the different limits that they have. And now you know how to deposit and withdraw. Let me show you a few things before we jump into the trading section. The first one is market overview. Now, this is nice because you can sort of get a market sentiment here. Is the market bullish or bearish? Just a little hint. When you want to buy in the market, you want to get used to buying red and you want to get used to selling into the green. A lot of people do it the other way around. They wait for the markets to go up and then they want to buy. And when it goes red, they want to sell. You need to do it the other way. That's crazy how the different mentalities come into play. But now that you have that, you can go down and you can see a few things. You can see the top gainers for the day. You can see the newly listed tokens, the trending tokens. But what's also amazing is if you go below and you go to the USDT column here, it shows all the tokens that are here, guys. Look how many different pages there are here. This is why I like Bybit. Many different tokens over here. So you can see what is here trading to the USDT or USDC pairing. USDT, very simple, guys, most well-known one and best volume as well, which is very important. Now that you know that, let's get into the trading part. So the first part I want to show you is spot trading. Now I want to give you a little clue of what spot trading actually is. Guys, spot trading is you buying the token and the volatility is basically what you ride. You're not really borrowing any money. There's not much risk other than where you're buying the token. So if a token's done a lot to the upside and you're buying late and it comes down, you can take those losses. If the market's coming down or the token's coming down and you buy and it goes up, you'll make a lot of gains. So it's very much just reliant on where you buy the token in the cycle. But let me show you here. So once you're in the platform here, it's nice because you've got your big chart in the middle, which is good. And this chart has tools, guys. So if you want to do some data or analysis or something to help you buy, which I do recommend. By the way, I do have one of the biggest schools out there that teaches you how to trade. It's called Sniper School. Here is the link below if you want to join. They'll teach you everything you need to know about where to buy, how to buy, and how to make money in the market. So that's available for you. But now that you know you've got this section over here, jump to the left. This is where you can choose your tokens. So you have all the different tokens you can choose, and if you star them on the left, it will make a favorites column for you. So that you can find only just the tokens that you want to trade at that time. You can make a nice little list for yourself, and this is how you choose your tokens. So right now you can see Bitcoin USDT is the one. Now, Bitcoin USDT means what? It means it's a pair with the USDT. So if I want to buy Bitcoin, I must use dollars. If I want to sell Bitcoin, I'll receive dollars. So remember, crypto is about buying and selling from each other. And speaking about that, if you look at just the right of the chart, this is all the people that are selling. This is all the people that are buying currently on this exchange for Bitcoin. In the middle is the current price that this exchange has valued that Bitcoin at. So remember, in order for you to buy, you got to buy from someone that's selling. In order to sell, you have to sell from someone that is buying. So it's just an exchange between people. And that's why it's important to educate yourself, because we're basically all working against each other. We're trying to take each other's coins. That's how it works. So you want to fall into the bracket of making money, right? There's a lot of people that make money. There's a lot of people that lose money. I would even say 20% makes 80% of the money, and 80% makes 20% of the money. So again, you want to get to the point of being that 20%. And that's why a lot of people that succeed, it's a smaller percentage, but they make a lot of money in crypto. Now that you know this, if you go slightly below, you've got something called current orders, order history, trade history. So guys, this is where if you put orders in, and I'll explain this now in a second, this is where you're going to find all the data, all of your history of your trades, all of these sort of things, which are really good to go back on, especially if you want to do a trading journal to see how good are you. Out of 10 trades, how many do I get? Where did I go wrong? Where did I go right? You can find all that details here below. Now let's go to the trading section, which is the section here on the right. Okay, so you could see here, you got the trade section here. I'm not going to show the tools. You can go do your research on that. And you want to be on the spot section. And then you got something very easy, buy and sell. Okay, so when you want to buy, you're in this side. When you want to sell, you're on this side over here. The next thing that you want to do is you want to now make sure that you understand the two different ways you can buy and sell. And it's basically called limit and market. Now, limit, you have control of the price that you want, but not the time. Now, what does that mean? That means if Bitcoin is sitting at around $40,000 now, and you think it's going to go down to 35,000, okay, you can actually put a limit order that will put your money sitting at 35,000. And if price goes down there and there's a sell order there, and the transaction can actually go through, and therefore, you can buy from someone else at 35,000. So you being a little bit stingy about your price where you want to get it right now, which means you don't know when it's going to get there, but if it goes there and you're not at your computer, the transaction can go through and you can buy your Bitcoin or any token at that price. So for example, if I say this at the moment and I say, okay, I want to buy at $35,000. I can put in 35,000 over there, and then I can shift the quantity of how much of my money I want to use to buy at that section. And let's say it's 50%. Then what you'll do is you'll click the buy BTC button, and it will bring up an order at the bottom over here that says you have a certain amount of money waiting at 35,000, and if there's a seller there, the transaction will go through. And it will sit in an order. So it will take your money and it will sit in the order over there. Now, if it doesn't get filled, let's say price goes up, you can always go and cancel. And if you click the cancel button over here, it will take it away and put your money back. Okay, so limit's a great way that if you're patient, you want to pay a certain level or a certain amount for a token, you can put the orders in so that it does it if you're not watching at the time. And it's the same with the selling. If you've already bought a token, and right now you bought the token and you think it's going to go to $45,000, you can go over here and you can type in $45,000 and you can go select the amount you want to sell at that point. And that means, again, the same thing. If you're not watching and price goes up, and there's a buyer at that level, it will sell you out and sell you out of your token back into cash. So this is a way of buying. You have control of price, but not control of time. Then what you have is a market buy. Now guys, you see all the people selling here and all the people buying here. You can use that, right? And what I mean by that is if you want to buy right now, and just a small example of when you will do that is, let's say we are breaking a trend. So now we want to possibly break this trend over here. You must buy now because the market's going to go. You can click there and you can go to the buy section on markets, and you can choose any amount of your money and you can buy right now. And what it's going to do, it's going to take the nearest amounts of orders here to fill your order. So what you have is you have control of time, but not price. What that means, guys, is if you want to buy $1,000 right now, this person may be selling $20, $100, $500, so it might buy from 4 people, which means your price might be slightly different than what the current price is right now, but it will make sure that you get in. Now, it works the same when it comes to the sell section. If the markets are pumping and you want to get out right now, take your profits, you can go here, and what it does is you see all the buyers over here. Same thing. you can choose the amount of the coin that you want to sell. And therefore, once you are ready, you can click the sell button and it will basically take as many orders here that it needs to take in order to fill it. Now guys, you shouldn't have much of a problem with filling orders and paying too much and things like that. Specifically, if you are trading on good exchanges with good volume, Bybit has that, and tokens with high volume. So you always want to double check that the volume's good and that there's a lot of activity happening on that token so that your orders can fill really easily. Okay, now you know the two major ways to buy and sell. Now the next question is, how do you protect once you have bought? So I want to teach you guys a little tool here. So if you go to this little column over here on the left and you click this one here, okay, it's something called a long position, a long or a short position, but I'm going to teach you the long one. And what that basically means is if I'm buying right now, you got to ask yourself a question. If I'm buying, where am I invalidating my buy? So if I bought now and I got it wrong, market starts to come down, where can it sell me out to give me my money back so I take a small loss as the trade didn't work in my favor? Okay, so you always need to risk, and you also need to know, where am I going to take profits? And if the profit is worth the reward, it's worth taking the trade, guys. So this tool will help you with that. So for example, I use trend lines, and I know if we break a trend line, I shouldn't come back in. So the previous low is my stop loss. So if I put this over here, okay, and then I say, okay, but if we go up, there's previous levels that I think we're going to get to. So let's move that up there. And you can see what it does for you is it shows you your loss versus your reward. And if it's above 1 to 3, it's worth taking the trade. Okay, because it means your reward is worth 3 times more than your risk, which is this period over here. Okay, so make sure, even if you can get to 1 to 5, even better. And that basically means you can lose 3 trades in a row, but get 1 trade right and you'll be in the money. And that's the whole purpose about trading. It's not about being the best. It's about making sure that you can lose a few times, but when you win, you know, you're back in the money. And that's the big thing. Risk management is super important. So now that you have that, what's also nice about it is it gives you the level of where you want to put your stop loss. Now, a stop loss is something that just sells you out. So if you are long right now, which means you're predicting the market's going to go up, you buy at 40,000, but if it goes to 38,000, sell me out, because then the market can come down. Okay. And it's the same with the take profit points. So what that means, if it goes to 38, it will sell you out. It will take the nearest orders, get you out, and get you cash back. So you can take minimal losses. So now that you have this tool in here, it gives you the amount on the right. There's the red one, there's the green one. Now let's talk about putting actual stop losses in and things like that. So this is where it becomes super important, okay? I like to use the one called OCO. You can go do research on the other ones, but when I click the TP and stop loss, it means I must choose which one I want to put. Do I want to put a stop loss? Do I want to put a take profits? I like using this one here, which is one order cancels the other, which means you can put both. So you can put a stop loss and a take profit. And what that means is whichever one it hits first, it will cancel the other one. So it makes complete sense. It gets you out of the market. Okay, so the first thing here is take profit. Where is my take profit on this trade? It's 41,200. 41,200. And then over here, where's my stop loss? It's 39,500. 39,500 over here. And then you can select the amount that you want to put on that actual trade. Once you click on that, then it will set 2 orders over here for you at the bottom. 1 stop loss, 1 take profits, and whichever one it hits first, it will get you out. So it's amazing. You can do both. And now you can sit on your hands and wait for the trade to play out. And at any moment, if you have any regrets or it's not working, you can go cancel those orders. You can market sell out of the position and you can redo your analysis. Okay guys, so 1 or 2 more things left. Remember, these are all your sections at the bottom to go find out your buy and sell, your histories, your orders, things like that. And then if you go here, this is your available money or USDT that you got available over here. And this is where you can transfer money in and out as well. But that's it for spot. Nice and easy. I've showed you how to buy and sell, how to use the chart, how to use the long and short tools over here. Now it's time to jump to the next one, which is called leverage. So derivatives is the leverage platform. This is a higher risk part of your portfolio, which means it's a very small part of your portfolio. So another tip over here, I use about probably 2 to 3% of my portfolio for leverage, and I'll show you why. So the first thing is click on this button here and go to USDT perpetual. Okay, USDT has the most coins, most volume, so I like using USDT pairing. Now, once you come in, it's very similar to the previous one. You've got your charts in the middle. You've got all the tools that you can use. You can draw, you can put lines, you can put many different things to help you. On the top left is all of your tokens. So you can see all the different tokens that are here. On the right of it is your price. And then if you look at the chart again to the right of it, this is your buy and sell order. And this is the trading section. Okay. Now, let me show you this over here. There's two big things you got to pay attention to. Something called isolated and cross. So let me speak about leverage for a second. What you're able to do is you're able to borrow money from the exchange. Okay, so the exchange is willing to borrow you money. They're going to charge you on that money with little fees every single day for as long as you hold that money. It's like a loan, right? And then what basically happens is there's a certain amount. Okay, so if you got $100 and now all of a sudden you can do something called a 10x, which means you're playing with $1,000. They're willing to borrow you $900. Okay, which means if the trade goes correct, you make money. Even though you're only putting $100, you make money on that $1,000. But if the trade goes incorrect, you start losing on that $1,000. And the problem is, if you lose to a certain point, they can actually liquidate that money and take it. Okay, so this is something that comes with leverage. You can get wiped out. So it's very important. What do I use leverage for? I use it for the small things in my life. I use it to pay for groceries. I use it to buy things in and out. I use it as a tool that I don't have to use money out of my pockets. I use the exchange's money. I get good at entries, good at trading, and I use that to pay for things. Okay, and the more that I do that, shorter sort of profits. I don't hold on them for too long. Remember, leverage will not bring you long-term wealth, but it's a powerful tool. If I never had leverage, I wouldn't have been here today. I only had a couple of $100. What I managed to do was every time I made $100, $200, I managed to take some of that money out and go buy long-term coins. And over time, I managed to build quite a big portfolio on the side off of leverage. Now and then I'd have a bad spree and my account would get wiped out. I could take another smaller little bit and load up again. The goal is not to have a lot of your money in here, guys. It's to use small amounts and use money you can afford to lose. Very important. Now that you understand leverage, let me show you this over here. You got two modes that you can leverage trade with. The one is called cross and the one is called isolated. So isolated means it isolates your trade. Now you remember, this is its own wallet. So if you look over here, derivatives account, there's your money. That's how much money you have in that account right now. Okay, so if you only want to use a little bit of it to take a trade, that's amazing. The only difference though on isolated is if you use $500, it will open a trade and whatever happens to that trade won't affect this money or it won't affect any other trades. The problem with the cross is now you're putting everything together. So if something goes wrong with one trade and your other 3 trades are good, that one trade could liquidate everything. And that's the problem. Yes, they have upside. If the market goes up, you can use profits from them to boost the other ones, but it's not worth the downside, guys. It's very important to understand that, you don't want to lose everything. So isolated isolates everything. So if you use a little bit of money here and this trade goes wrong, it doesn't matter. It won't take more of that money and it won't affect any other trades. So isolated is the best. Then what you have on top of that is the amount of leverage. Now, guys, it's very simple. If you have $1,000 now and you're on a 10x, you're playing with $10,000. You're playing on a 5x, you are trading with $5,000. So that's the amount. It sounds amazing, but you don't want to go too much. Guys that trade 20, 50, eventually they stop trading, right? Because they just get wiped. They do well for a little bit and then they get wiped out. So the way I would do this, if you're new, I'll trade 1 to 3x. Okay, if you're new and you're dipping your toes, and I would do something as a school fees account. I'll put $20 in there and I would learn how to trade. No real money. The market's not going to go anywhere, guys. It's here for a while. So don't rush too much on that either. Learn the platform first, okay? And then as you start getting a bit better, you can go 3 to 5. And myself, I'm at 10x now. That's the highest I go. 10, 12. That's my max amount that I go on specific trades. So this is where you select your leverage. Then what you have over here, it's very simple. You got buy and long and sell and short. Now the benefits about leverage is you can make money when the market goes down. Okay, because leverage is very much dollar based. You're not buying and holding the actual token, like you choosing it's going up or down. So if you want to short the market, you think it's going to go down, you can do so. And you can make money if the market goes down, especially if you have predicted it. That's one massive benefit, especially if the markets go down for a couple of months, you're still able to make money, which is very important. But this is the same thing, guys. You got something called a limit and a market buy. Remember, I've just explained it. Limit, if you think it's going to go to a certain area, it's not at the price you want now, you can set a limit order, and the market as well. And then what you do is once you selected which way to buy it, then you got this little button over here called take profit and stop loss. And what this means is you can put a stop loss and a take profit once you open the trade. So for example, if you think that Bitcoin is going to 35,000, you can say 35,000. Okay, but I don't want it to go below 33,000 though. Okay, so now what you can do is you can click this take profit and stop loss button. You can say, okay, so where would my stop loss be if that order goes through? 33,000. Okay, and where do I think it's going to go? 45,000. Now you can set this in, and what's nice about this is why I love Bybit, because they show you so many things. This is how much money you will make if that happens. This is how much money you will make if you lose. If you lost your money or it hits your stop loss, you will lose this much percent and this much money. And if you make it, this is how much you will make. So I love that it shows that. And then you can click the confirm. And then if that order goes through, it will automatically set your stop loss. So guys, even if you're not at the computer, it will set it in. And that's the amazing thing as well. And it's the same with the market buy. If you want to buy in right now, you can automatically put your stop loss, take profit, confirm, and it's in. Now, once you have done that, guys, you go below and it will show you your position. So now you have this whole section over here, which is your position. Again, you got your current orders, your order history, your trade history. These are all things you can go back on if you need the information. But once you've opened a trade, it shows the position. Now, this is where you start to understand a little bit of leverage. If you have a look over here, I have a 12x right now, which means I'm playing with 12 times more money than what I actually got. Okay, but if you look at this over here, the value is $81,000 right now. Okay, but the crazy thing is the position margin is the amount of your money that you actually have in there. So I have $6,800 of my own money in, but my position size is actually worth $81,000. So if price goes up by 10% now, I will make $8,000. For example, if you look at this right now from my entry, okay, and let's click on here and just show you my actual trade that I had in play. What I love about this is it puts on the chart, it shows you where you bought. And if you put a stop loss, it shows you where your stop loss is on the chart, which is nice. And guys, you can actually drag this. So if you want to move your stop loss, you can move it and it will automatically update it for you. So it's nice. If the market's going up, you can move that stop loss up until it eventually stops you out and you got profits, right? Important. But now that you know, okay, that's there. So if you look at where I bought, that's my average buy. So if you look here, entry buy over here, $80.40, right? 80.4 is basically my buy. And if you look at the percentage of where we went up from where we are now, price has gone up 7.8. But now you times that by 12. And automatically it shows that I am actually 95% up on my trade. There we go. 95% is what I'm up on that trade at the moment. So again, when you start getting good with these things, I use this as tools. Like I have a reason for this money and what I'm buying it with. And I need to take profits when it gets around 10K. Okay, so I only use 6, but I can make that amount too. And if you have a look over here, something called a liquidation price. So if I don't have a stop loss and price goes down to 74, it will take my entire account. So make sure you always have stop losses. Next to it here, you got your market price. What's the price of the token right now? Your entry price over here. And then what it has is your unrealized P&L. So it shows you the amount of money you're up or down and your percentage that you're up or down over here. And then you got something called realized P&L. Guys, this is the fees that they are currently charging me. So you can see it's already up to $84 and I've had this open for around 2 to 3 days at the moment. And then you got the section over here called TP and SL. So if I click on this over here, this is where I can adjust or change or add my stop loss and my take profits. And look here, it shows me if my stop loss hits, I'll lose $1,800. And let's put a TP in while we're in at the moment, which I'm thinking is going to be $93. So what's nice about this is if I go here and I type in 93, it says you will make $12,000, which is 188% on your return. I can click confirm, and now I have my stop loss in play too. So guys, this platform is incredible. There are so many more tools as well. There's trailing stop losses. You can go do some research. There's a reverse position, which means you can click that and it will short all of a sudden and long. So you can decide on that. These are not really entry-level stuff. These are things you can learn later on as you start growing. And then on the right side here, you have a market. Close right now, get out. and you can click that button and it will sell to the nearest person and it will get you out of the position. So guys, you have your chart, your token, everything at the bottom of your dashboard, like what's happening, what's your position doing. Here's your available balances over here. This is where you transfer or you want to deposit into the exchange. Make sure when you change your tokens, sometimes this default sets. So if you change to another token, it's automatically on 10 or 20. Make sure that you set it and you double check that it's on the correct amount so you don't have too much leverage getting into the trade. And that's it, guys. So guys, this tutorial here is yet to give you the basis of understanding how to start trading and not to be afraid of it. This is a really, really good platform that's nice and easy to use. The big things you got to pay attention to is knowing how to get money in and out, knowing how to move money around, knowing how the spot exchange works, how to put a stop loss, how to put a take profit, and do this every time you buy, right? Buy or sell. Make sure that you're thinking of these things. And then a very small part of your portfolio can be dipped into this over here. Again, start off with a school fees account, $20, $30, get used to it, and then start putting real money in. A lot of people jump in and they just put in unnecessary money and they lose, and they're not happy about that. Make sure you dip your toes. Once you learn this tool, it's extremely powerful. And guys, with regulations, we don't know how much longer leverage will be here. So this tool is available now, and at some point it may not be available anymore. So you can use it while it lasts. Hope you enjoyed this video. Do me a favor, subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter, Sheldon_Sniper. And we have Sniper School below in the description as well. If you want to join the best TA school out there. I changed my life from crypto. I've shared my story. I hope it will help you. And remember, guys, in order to get all these benefits, use my link below. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all on the next show. Much love.